it's Rachel Cruz, co-host on The Ramsey Show. If you want to do your debt-free scream live on the show, visit RamseySolutions.com/debt-free-scream. We'd love for you to come to Nashville and tell Dave your story. That's RamseySolutions.com/debt-free-scream.
Ramsey show over, after show beginning. Make sure that's going. It is show number 243 today. Put my links in the chat and then we'll get going. Okay, email address coachstevemoney@gmail.com and only donations paypal.me/coach Steve Money. Alrighty, get a little beverage. Let's sing. You guys know what day it is? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's 7 a.m. waking up in the morning. Gotta be fresh, gotta go downstairs. Gotta have my bowl, gotta have cereal. Seeing everything, the time is going, ticking on and on. Everybody's rushing, gotta get down to the bus stop. Gotta catch my bus. I see my friends kicking in the front seat, sitting in the back seat. Gotta make my mind up for which seat can I take. It's Friday, Friday. Gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend, weekend. It's Friday, Friday, getting down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend, partying, partying, yeah, partying, partying, yeah, fun, 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 fun. Looking forward to the weekend. Just keep it going. Listen for the drum taps. Like all plans, it starts with step one. $1,000 emergency fund. Step two, you'll pay off all your debt. Step mortgage, we do not do that yet. So pay off your consumer debt. Every one of the charges, from smallest to largest. Baby step 3 is next. Full emergency fund of expenses. You stay gazelle intensive. His name's Dave Ramsey and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I coach, that's why I coach, and why I host this after show. If you don't like results you're getting now, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Now step 4 is when you can take a breath. Go less gazelle and invest. Step 5 is to save for your kids. No student loans at all for college. 6 is to pay off your home. Step 7, build your wealth and don't keep it all yourself. And you've lived like nobody else. Now you get to live large and now you get to give large. His name is Dave Ramsey and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him, I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I go, that's why I go, just why I host this YouTube show. If you don't like results you're getting now, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Trumpet, take it home. Live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. Here we talk about the Ramsey Show, the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, and all things financial, and whatever else I want to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, and you can schedule a free consultation / assessment at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. Links at the top of the chat and in the video description below. You can email me about anything. Yes, anything. CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. You can also reach me on Instagram. Add me on the gram. Coach Steve Money, no spaces. If you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, that's paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. All right. Thanks for the IO, Judy Pine. Much appreciated. All right, we'll put that there. And let's see, today was a brand new Ramsey show. Everybody else left apparently though, and George was the only one there. He hosted solo today. And you know him, of course. He was the live events host for years. He was our YouTube host for a couple years while the YouTube show was live. At the same time, the radio show was recorded live. Now it's delayed, and so they even before it was delayed, they stopped having a host every day. He did it occasionally on special occasions when there was like an important debt-free scream or something. He still did it towards the end there, but yep, thought my chair gone down a little bit. All right, so where was I, George? Anyway, so he's a co-host now, so there you go. So you're all caught up. And we have a song for him. Or part of a song. One verse and a quarter verse and a chorus. Ready? Yeah, 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 yeah. George Host 3 podcast. They don't cost a cent. Borrowed future, entree leadership, and the fine print. Opened up YouTube, saw the thumbnail was camel. It's always fun with George on the panel. Ayo wears Acer Stallone, used to wear flannel. No one does it better than our guy George Camel. Ate his house off. Got a second dog. Still driving the same old car though. Bow, 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 bow. Alrighty. Nobody knows that Jewish Bible man. Nobody knows if George is replacing Dave eventually. Everybody today in the Ramsey Show chat was like calling their shot. Oh, this is how I would do the show, and they need to do it like this better and this better. And George is gonna do this, and this is gonna. Nobody knows whatever, you know. And people talking about George's qualifications, etc., etc. The only person that has to think you have qualifications for that show is Dave Ramsey himself. And so nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. So if we knew who was replacing Dave eventually, we would also know, we'd be able to tell the future. We'd know when the stock market is going to come back up and keep going up for a while. We'd also know when the housing bubble was going to hit, if there is a bubble, etc., etc. Good morning, Julia. Yeah, everybody had a I don't know. I didn't see the entire show because I was traveling home for some of it. But I messaged the mod and I said it must be review day. Just everybody put in your opinions about the show and how we should run the company and all that. Yeah. That happens though. People like to give their little opinions. It's fine. It's fine. Market report. So if you know who's not happy about that NASDAQ being down, that would be me. So probably Troy Story winning for today. I won for yesterday in fantasy mutual funds. So yeah, up a little bit over 0.5% was the S&P 500, and just under that Dow Jones Total Market Index and the small cap index Russell 2000, 0.12% up. And do we have this one? Let's see the analysis from Reuters. S&P 500 years high yield ends higher with financials as Treasury yields jump. Financials rise with 10-year yield. Tech shares down, weighing on the NASDAQ. And that makes sense because that's what makes up the NASDAQ. Utility sector hits records high. Indexes, you could also see indices there. And I told you what those were already. For the week, Dow is up 0.3%, 0.3%. S&P up 1.8%, and the NASDAQ up though 2%, the highest of the week. Let's see. Benchmark Treasury yield jumped to its highest level in nearly 3 years. Now let's see if there's anything else we need to know here. Jerome Powell said this week the central bank needed to move expeditiously to combat high inflation. So a 50 basis point hike rates in May. So I guess they're not going to do anything in April, but in May they may, instead of just raising it 0.25%, they raise it 0.5%. That's what that 50 basis points means. Let's see, the equity market is pricing in a higher rate environment, and this is causing bank stocks to outperform, while adding more pressure to the riskier elements of the market. All right. And you know it's a good day when we have a story about food, and we got McDonald's makes waves with new breakfast sandwich currently being tested. What may be in that? McDonald's fans in Cincinnati, which is in the OH state, the Buckeye state there, have the opportunity to try a brand new breakfast sandwich, at least new to the Golden Arches, the Southern style chicken breakfast sandwich being tested in Cincinnati through April 4th. McDonald's could try it in other markets if the sandwich succeeds there before granting it a permanent spot on the menu. And Columbus is often a test market as well, but they're doing this in the Natty. McDonald's also announced Szechuan sauce will return for only a few days. Why? The only way to get a packet for free is by ordering Chicken McNuggets using the McDonald's app. You can also pay for up to 5 sauce packets on the app. I guess people like that sauce. Not my jam, though. Alright, what is that from Disneyland? Why Pirates of the Caribbean is closed. Do you say Caribbean or Caribbean? What do you do? Is closed to riders this spring. Why? Oh, are they taking Jack Sparrow out of it? They're not saying, it looks like. They're not saying if they are changing it anyway. All right. Good morning, Julia. It's me, Joe. All right, this from TheVerge.com. Epic, is it satisfied by Google's App Store billing stunt? Epic Games have been a strong proponent for more open app marketplaces. And Epic Games gives away a free game each week. And I think next week they're giving 2 or 3 games away. Starting next Thursday, but starting yesterday, is an occult pinball game called Satan something or another, I think. And so that is completely free on there, and they give away a free game every week. Let's see, Google's announced a pilot to allow for alternate payment systems in Android apps. Oh, a pilot, that means they're like trying it. That it would test letting Android developers use their own billing systems in their apps. Oh, so it's not, yeah. However, Epic Games, which has been a strong proponent for opening app marketplaces and sued Google after the search giant removed Fortnite from Google Play for including direct payment, still isn't happy. It plans to continue advocating for an app ecosystem that offers more choices, according to a statement the company shared with The Verge. Yeah, that's what Epic Games is known for. They are the people that brought you the Fortnite. Checking my notifications, keeping it real. Oh. Got some email from Julia. She wanted to tell me good morning, I guess. Let's see. What else do we got here? Mortgage rate soars closer to 5% in its second huge jump this week. Average rate of the 30-year fixed shot significantly higher Friday, rising 24 basis points to 4.95%. Quicker than expected rise in rates has weighed on demand for mortgages and refinancing loans. With both rates and prices considerably higher, the median mortgage payment is now more than 20% higher than it was a year ago, and that's significantly a lot. And of course we don't do the 30 because the 30-year mortgage allows you to get house poor by buying too much house. And then you're stuck for 30 years paying your mortgage. And people say, "Oh, I'll pay my 30 like a 15," and then they don't pay their 30 like a 15. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it doesn't say. They used to have it like in outline form where they would show you the different rates on the different time lengths of mortgages. They don't do that anymore, though. But this also from CNBC.com. 57% of U.S. households paid no federal income tax last year as the pandemic took a toll, study says. More than half American households paid no federal income tax last year due to COVID relief funds, tax credits, and stimulus, according to a new report. Nonpartisan Tax Policy Center estimates that 57% of U.S. households paid no federal income taxes for 2021, up substantially from the 44% before the pandemic. Since most workers pay payroll taxes, the share of Americans who pay neither payroll nor federal income taxes was only 19% in 2021, significantly higher than the 17% rate before the crisis. Pandy-related job losses, decline in income, stimulus check and tax credits largely responsible. Expanded child tax credit was a large factor. Not just income taxes. Many conservatives and Republican politicians have seized on the soaring number of non-payers to call for tax reform. All Americans should pay some income tax to have skin in the game. I'm not going to raise anybody's taxes, but I want to have the conversation, said one politician. Alrighty. And let's see, this from field reporter Sydney. Things boomers need to stop saying to millennials about money. Let's see what this would be. And he's explaining it to the youngster there. He's saying, so you see, this. I'm not much of a hand talker myself. All right, let's see. Is it gonna, do I have to, oh, is it a photo? Heard plenty of tips from baby boomers that are either no longer relevant or border on scolding rather than friendly guidance. Ashley Tran must have been watching the Ramsey show then. It's funny. The scolding is friendly guidance. You need scolding sometimes. Okay, let's see. Do I just change the picture on there and then give up avocado toast and lattes? Yeah, I guess that. Okay, again, this is what boomers need to stop saying to millennials about money. Well, yeah, I mean anything that's going to cost that much, anything that's going to cost you like a $5 coffee every day at Starbucks, that kind of thing, because that does add up. And so the avocado toast and lattes are just examples. They're just the poster boys and poster girls of spending like that happens every day. And that's just like when you're trying to pay off your debt and baby step 2, and you have your friends and they want to go out every night and spend money and you don't want to. So let's see, if you're what's that called? If you're a millennial, Tran says, and the avocado toast or latte makes your morning and you are miserable without it, it shouldn't be what you cut back on. Oh, maybe you can get over it also, though. If you're a millennial, yeah, I mean, I see what they're saying now, because, yeah, I am going to scold them now. If you have to have an item of food that makes you're miserable without it, then you need to get a backbone or something. Yeah, you need, I mean, and then you wonder why they are called snowflakes by some, because it's just too dainty to deal with life, so they can't handle it without that latte. All right, millennials are not lazy. I don't think anybody has called them lazy, have they? Half millennials have a side hustle, more than any other generation. All right. Majority are side hustling just to make ends meet, and that's fine for whatever you got to do. Dave constantly says about the millennials that he sees, of course, they're coming in there mostly to do debt-free screams, and he does deal with some on the phones, but he said most of millennials he sees are fine and very smart. Let's see. Some baby boomers created a lot of wealth for themselves by investing cheaply in companies such as Berkshire Hathaway, Microsoft, and Apple, and seeing their values soar. But replicating that is easier said than done. First, one needs to pick the right companies, yes. Secondly, you must be able to hold those investments through their up and downs, including when everyone else is selling. But that's how you do it on Dave's plan. You're not buying and selling and buying and selling and buying. You're buying and holding. That's retirement. You never ever take money out of retirement. Somebody in the Ramsey Show chat today asked about taking out 10K from their retirement for a 401k loan, taking out 10K to pay off debt. And Dave says you don't take out anything of your retirement account unless it's to avoid foreclosure or bankruptcy. That's the only time you would do that. So because as soon as you would take out the 10K, that's 10K more debt you have. Even if you can put it on, so you still have that same amount of debt. So that's still the same amount to pay off. So you're not really helping yourself. I mean, it might be a little bit with interest, but there can be penalties and such with paying your 401k loan back. What else? Of course, there's an ad for a Capital One card. Don't ever use credit cards. Many boomers feel paying for things with cash is the only way to go. And also, one of those would be Dave Ramsey and myself and everybody else that's following the baby steps, that's taking his advice to not use credit cards. And I mean, this is also, I mean, basically it's don't use debt. Don't use debt. He's fine with a fixed 15-year fixed mortgage. He won't yell at you for that. So you can do that, but beyond that, you pay cash for everything. And then you don't get in trouble. Many boomers feel paying for things with cash is the only way to go. And again, yes. Millennials are a savvy bunch, though. And if there's something to be had or free instead of paying cash, I'll choose free. Over the past 7 years of using credit card bonuses or points, blogger Jared Casara says, we got no proof of it, says he's earned around $10,000 per year or $70,000 total towards free travel. And how much is he chasing those points to by spending more money? You gotta think about that, and that's what the plastic. It's easier to spend with plastic than parting with your cold hard cash. All right, let's see. So yeah, but I mean, just the way this article is getting on my nerves, because it's like millennials are a savvy bunch, though, and they're savvy. Well, so they can do things, and that was said in the Ramsey chat today. People love to come in there and say it's not one size fits all. Yes, it is. Even if you're a savvy bunch, you can follow Dave's advice and have it be successful. He's got millions of documented cases of success. And millennials can be one of them too. There have been several millennials that have done that already. And that have had debt-free screams because they did have student loans. They did have credit card debt. And they decided not to do that. A lot of millennials did that. And they were savvy for choosing that way. So, but yeah, I mean, trying to make I understand, okay, you might have individuals that are smarter than others, but trying to take a whole generation and characterizing them as savvy, that's ridiculous. There are some dumb butts in every generation, trust me. Buying a home is always a good investment, mostly. And that's because 99% of the time it will go up in value. Not necessarily, though. But let's see. The advice that buying a home is always an excellent investment is one millennials should ignore. Why? Laura Adams, MBA, personal finance author. Well, of course, if you gotta fill stuff with a book, you're gonna come up. Let's see what you came up with. Whether you should own or rent a home depends on many factors, such as your job stability, plans to stay in an area. Well, of course, lifestyle, Well, you can tone down your lifestyle. Credit, you don't have to have good credit. You don't have to have that. Savings, yeah, if you don't have anything, if you don't have a full emergency fund, Dave says don't buy a house until you have that full emergency fund. Paid off all non-mortgage debt and have paid off, I also have saved up your entire emergency fund of 3 to 5 months worth of expenses and budget. Yeah, so yeah, definitely budget as well. So yeah, none of that is different than what Dave says actually. So boom, boom, boom. Unless you plan to live in one house for at least 7 years, renting is the better plan given the cost of buying and moving. Dave is more like 5 years, but basically, like I said, all this is basically the same except for the attitude about millennials ignoring it. Additionally, tax law changes have made it more challenging to itemize the deductions requirement for claiming the home mortgage interest deductions. Right, because the standard deduction is so high now. And so very, very rare for people to be itemizing anymore. All right, why don't you just save up to buy? Exactly. Millennials will surely still love to save up to buy a house, but already tough real estate prices from private equity firms, private investing, yes, boomers buying up reasonably priced starter homes just rose 28%. Oh, the poor kids. The poor kids. What can we do for them? Getting on my nerves. Renting is just throwing money away. You're not getting the equity. So you got to think about that. Dave doesn't tell people you have to buy a house. He does not tell people that. You should have worked to pay for college like I did. Yes, you should have. Because then you don't have the student loan debt. Yep. It's what many baby boomers did, right? Right. But the cost of college has risen dramatically. That means you should have even worked more. Up 169 degrees over the 4 decades. That's not an excuse for taking out a student loan. Just because the cost has risen up. So it takes you longer to graduate. You might have to take a year off and work for it. That's fine to do. Yeah. Millennials should stop beating themselves up for having student loans. No, you should beat yourself up for having any kind of loan. Yeah. Another ad there. You have to have a college education to get a job. Do boomers? I don't know that boomers lecture them on that necessarily, because it's not 100%. And even if you do go to college, some college graduates are not using their major, their degree. They have a job in another area, and some college graduates are working jobs they could have got even without college. So yeah, that does happen. Get a job with a pension. Dave does not say that. He doesn't like pensions. He does like the 401k. He likes the Roth IRA for you to be able to do your own, so that your job isn't in charge of your retirement. Don't bounce to job. You'll seem unreliable. If you do have a bunch of different things on your resume and not much time there, employers are going to wonder about that. So it's simply much more common to millennials to hold new jobs every 3 to 4 years. And this should start being the expectation for hiring managers. No, hiring managers can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. You're just trying to... the name of this article is Excuses We Make for Millennials. Don't talk salary with others. It was once taboo to talk with other employees about salary and money in general. Right. And yeah, millennials probably talk about salary more with each other, maybe. But again, they are all... The younger people are much more sharey. They like to share everything about themselves. Let's see. You have to make a lot of money to be successful and happy. That's ignorant right there. Not even going to address that one. All right, you better hurry up and have kids. I want my daughter to, so I can have grandkids. But I mean, other than that, you know, I mean, I joke around about that. I would love to have grandkids though, but yeah, I don't know that boomers are telling millennials to hurry up and do that. Follow the 100 minus your age rule for investing. I don't know that they're telling them that either. Yeah, bonds. Dave doesn't do bonds, so that's not. Yeah. The rest in bonds. Yeah, Dave doesn't advise any in bonds, so that doesn't go with his advice. Keep your money safe in a savings account. With their low interest rates. Yeah. Yeah, your like your emergency fund should be in that because you have to be able to grab it immediately. You can't. It's not an investment. Repeat after Rachel Cruz. Not an investment. Use Social Security to help fund your retirement. It can help if it's still there. Yeah, it'll be gone by 2034. So we'll see if they. I would imagine they would address that. But yeah, certainly Dave doesn't advise that you wait for it's my way or the highway. When it comes to personal finance, it is well personal. Well, they want everything. They want everything to be customizable for the one person. And that just doesn't work because a lot of ways they want to customize it for themselves and everybody being a snowflake and everybody doing their own thing. A lot of it doesn't work. So Dave Ramsey wants you to do the stuff that's worked, proven to work, and again, millions of documented success stories. All these other people giving advice, they don't have anywhere near that track record. So, did I leave that by accident, or was that it? I think that was it. Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. Well, that was a lot of yeah. That's just. I mean, I just don't get that when. Oh well, everybody, you know, we're all special, and we have to, you know, we have to do things different and all that. Stupid. Reddit.com/r/Dave Ramsey is the Ramsey subreddit. Again, not run by Ramsey Solutions. Over on the Facebook, what it's called the Ramsey Baby Steps Community is the only one over there that's run by. Oh look, this is Ray Fusion. Yes, he was the one that was saying, and of course he was saying it about the wedding advice, but he was saying the one size doesn't fit all. For Dave's advice, it does, though. He's not giving advice based on your cultural heritage. He's not giving it based on whether you're a boomer or whether you're a millennial. He's not doing that. So, anyway. So, that's fun for him. That's Ray Fusion. He's been in the chat for about a week or so. So we'll see how long it lasts if he keeps watching. So let's see. I'm very similar situation. I really didn't like the way the chat or George handled the question. Tough. I really felt that everyone was blatantly ignoring we understand the cultural aspect of his question. We think it's stupid to spend $500,000 on a wedding just because it's cultural. If it was my culture to spend $500,000 on a wedding, I would not have done that. All this is say, how should I plan for this wedding for the future? It's going to happen for me eventually. Should you start investing now? Do you even have a girlfriend right now? So, you know, I mean, I understand wanting to think ahead. Nothing wrong with thinking ahead, but that's stupid. It's ridiculous to spend that amount of money on it and do that. So, you know, you can do your thing. Especially, you know, you're living in America now. You're not even in India. So I understand cultural. I understand you want to have respect for elders and times gone by. But none of those people are giving you money for this. So if those people are going to put it on for you, if your parents feel strongly enough about it, and your fiancés, once you get one, parent feels strongly about it, then they can pay for it. And you can say you're doing a like George said. George said was like maybe do a $50,000 wedding, which is still a lot, and it is. So yeah. So because I mean that is crazy. $500,000. That's a house. That's a house. A really nice house in a lot of places in America. A really, really nice house. So yeah, fun times. And if you don't want me to call you out, don't use the same name that you use in the Ramsey Show chat on the Reddit. So let's see. Linky Inky. Baby step 2, wanting a second job. Who should it fall on? Hold on. If you want a second job, you don't. That's for you. You don't. Are you saying you want to think your significant other needs to get a second job? I want to get a second job so we can get out of debt faster. Okay, debt is roughly $49,000. Husband and I have a 13-month-old. Have a 13-month-old together, okay? That's weird phrasing there. My husband and I have a 13-month-old child. Would be better there. And started the baby steps about 6 months ago. Great. Renting an apartment with his brother, which is the only reason we can afford a place at the moment. I make $17.50 an hour. Husband is making $10.50 an hour while he's in a mechatronics program. 2-year program, about 5 months into. So you got 19 more months for that. A huge opportunity for him. It gives us a better future in the career he's interested in. Much safer than his previous job, but he has to go to various trade schools. Work goes quite a lot. Recently been considering getting a second part-time job. Rejected due to fluctuation in his schedule. Leaves me with a much more consistent schedule, ability to consider a second job. He doesn't like the idea very much because we already stress about how little hours there are in the day between work and home life with the baby, but he knows I'm stubborn and want to be free from all this debt. Right, it's just a season. It's just a season. And how old is the little baby? 1.1 years. Won't remember any of that. Won't remember any of that. So this would be the time. If you're going to do it ever, this would be the time. Because the 1.1-year-old will not remember any of it. Sucked to miss out on nights of rocking her baby to sleep. Right, again, that's more for you. The baby won't remember who rocked. So, and if you work part-time, you'll be done in time to be there the times that the child will remember. Don't mind working yourself silly if the end goal means something greater. Yeah, absolutely. No. Everyone I speak to said he is the man, so he should push more for a second job. If his schedule is so that he can't get one, I mean, I'm not a male chauvinist. I think a woman can handle it. Woman can do that. So, and you don't carry the idea of it either. So you don't. So I mean, it doesn't matter what anybody on Reddit thinks or even what I think. It looks like you think that you should do it and you want to do it because it'll be better for your family. And I hope everybody was nice in the comments, like you said, to be. So yeah, I mean, that's fine with me. And that's what you want is the most important thing. What I say or what people on Reddit say doesn't matter as much as that. Condo, pay cash or get a mortgage. If you can pay cash, great. A lot of people don't want to wait that long. But Dave would prefer that, yeah, you paid for it fully in cash. Okay. Condo has come open very close to me. I can afford to pay it off and still have 6-month living expenses covered. Okay. Many people in finance are telling me get a mortgage, keep your money liquid. No, you don't do that. Yeah, gut from following Dave Ramsey for years is to pay it off. Yes. Yes. Not paying it off is debt leverage. When you can pay it off and you don't pay it off, then you're using that debt to try to make money elsewhere, and that's called debt leverage, and that is how you go broke. 2 important factors to consider, please. A chronic health condition, I'm only 50, but it's kicking my ass, so there may come a day I can't work, and you'd be better off if you have a paid off house. Hate it, but I'm just being realistic. 2, my job work from home just got a little more tenuous as the big boss who oversees my crew just resigned, also known as the Bobs, will be coming around here pretty soon asking, so what would you say you do all day, right? That's an Office Space reference there. Cool on that. But pay cash if you can pay cash, because then when you're older, or if you have you get laid off, or whatever situation happens to you, you do not have a house payment to make. So yeah, that's definitely what you do there. 28 comments were there. I'm sure some people recommended to keep the mortgage around like a pet because the market makes more than the. Yeah, you don't do that. When do you cash out? You don't. You cash out in retirement. Let's see, at what point in life do you cash out? Essentially splurge, treat yourself, and live a little. You can start doing that in baby step 4. Already, you just budget it. You don't cash out. You don't go crazy. But, let's see. I guess that's supposed to be, if you've got savings and a paid off house, can you dump $50K on your dream car? Yeah, if you're putting at least 15% and you got a paid off house and no debt at all, Dave would probably like you to be a millionaire, and I probably would too. But that's that's not having $1 million in cash. That's $1 million net worth. That's including the house and whatever you have in retirement. But yeah, you could do that. I mean, you don't take out a 401k loan to dump on the car. You got to have that liquid cash somewhere or save it up. But you can do that faster when you don't have a house payment. Again, back to the house payment. So, but yeah, Dave wants you to have fun. Absolutely. And some people do have a problem with that because they get so used to denying themselves things while they fight to get out of debt and save up that full emergency fund. And so they get in the mindset of, no, I don't need to have anything. So, but yeah, Dave wants you to have fun. So, you don't the second you pay off, second you've saved up the emergency fund, you don't go getting a 50K car. Most of all because you just finished step 3, and so you don't have 50K laying around. If you've just finished step 3, the full emergency fund, and you also have 50K laying around, you've done it wrong. This is from Melodic Coffee, or often posts often on the Reddit here. Let's see. Late 2015, decided to pay attention to finances. Excellent. I've been a stay-at-home parent for 5 years. I was good at budgeting, but let my partner do everything else. I was overwhelmed at work. He was overwhelmed at work and just did not do enough on his own. I stopped making excuses, stepped up one day. Did research, learned about Dave, learned about IRAs. At the time, I had $3K in a Roth IRA I had not contributed to in years. I started budgeting and contributing as much as I could by the tax deadline. The past 5 years, I've maxed it out. Excellent. Then that little Roth has grown to 53K. Yeah, excellent. Okay. That's your encouragement story. So, excellent. But that does remind me, yes, you can still contribute if you're not maxed out on last year's retirement, 401k or IRAs. If you're not maxed out, you can still contribute to those, to that year, to 2021. You can still contribute up until tax day. And if you're doing your own thing in a brokerage and you contribute, it will actually ask you what year, unless you've maxed it. If you max it out, it's smart enough to know you've maxed it out, and it will just automatically put it to the current year. Let's see. All right, we'll do one more, and then we'll get out of here for the weekend. Hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. I am not doing anything. Guess what? It wasn't supposed to have freezing temperatures anymore this year. I looked ahead a couple weeks ago. I looked ahead on the forecast, and it did not show any freezing temperatures even at night for this weekend. And guess what's happened this weekend? Freezing temperatures and just a little dusting of snow, I think, but wasn't supposed to be freezing at night anymore. Okay, so another step completed. Just want to share, hopefully motivate others along the way. I know the path can sometimes be long and you can get discouraged. After divorce in 2017, division of debts as opposed to assets, I knew I had to change the ways I was living. Move chat out of the way. There we go. Realized it before the divorce, but now I was completely free to do what I knew needed to be done to get out of debt. At that point, I walked away with about $150,000 in debt. House was sold via short sale. I did not know about Dave at the time and did some things Dave wouldn't approve, like taking the QDRO distribution from my ex's 401k and use it to pay down debt, right? QDRO distributions aren't subject to the 10% penalty. Enjoyed life and spent some money on myself, but I saw the path to ultimate goal of being debt-free. Learned about Dave a couple years ago. His show, along with reading success stories here, has kept me motivated, even though I slipped a couple times along the way. Couple few, as AJ would say. Started a second job last year selling real estate and got my first commission check today. That check will pay off a consolidation loan, which will leave me with one last student loan that should be paid off by the end of the year. Except for mortgage, I will not have any debt starting 2023. Great. There's more to the story and several events that impacted my journey along the way, but I just want to let everyone know it's doubtful. It can be done. Stay the course and push to the end. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is WSOC 68 with the Baby Step 2 flare there. Alrighty. Upcoming streams. It's Wednesdays and Saturday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Old Man Video Gaming. So that will happen tomorrow night. I might even do one tonight. It'll probably be late though. Yeah, I might even take a nap and then do one like after midnight. Ooh, just like the kids do. Let's see. This show is Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. That's right after the Ramsey Show ends. And that it comes on at, for the delayed video is 4 p.m. Eastern Time on the YouTubes. Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I do tech support with Coach D Money. And that's when I just pop over, instead of the Ramsey subreddit, I go to the tech support subreddit and I do exactly the same thing I do there. But instead of using my Ramsey coach training, I use my 25 plus years as a PC tech to answer people's tech support questions. Normally it's stuff that happens with their computers. A lot of time it's the crazy kids have downloaded some crap to their computer is what happens most of the time. Let's see, Wednesdays, no set time. This week it was like 6 a.m. that I uploaded the Curse of Oak Island No Cap recap for the newest episode. It comes on Tuesday nights, and I generally can't watch it till the Wednesday morning. So that's when that happens. But as I said, I do a bunch of bonus Old Man Video Gamings as well. And so I'll probably be doing some of the, I would imagine, probably 2 on Saturday and 2 on Sunday, probably. So include 2 including the Saturday 8 p.m. scheduled one. But I do play sometimes, even on the not scheduled one. All right, let's see if we got another. We did not get another subscriber during the show. Sometimes we have luck and get some. Let's see. Schedule free consultation with me. Hey, have you got money problems or you just want to make sure you're on the right track? Well, you can get a free consultation with me. Yes, FREE, free. I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and that is Dave Ramsey's company. So you can use the link at the top of the chat or the one in the video description or this one to the right of my YouTube banner here where it says schedule free consultation. That'll take you to calendly.com. You click right there and then you can change the month. I've been using May the 4th be with you right there. And you can pick what time you would like that consultation. And Calendly will email me, and then I'll email you back the information that I need to accurately assess you. PayPal is for donations, and that's paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. Instagram is CoachSteveMoney, no spaces. And the email, if you want to ask me about anything that's on my YouTube channel, anything about Dave's advice, anything about financial coaching, anything at all, and you can just do it to CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. And especially if you would like to sing the Baby Step song, and that way I can rest my voice sometimes and don't have to sing it. So you can record yourself and just send me the recording, or you can do it live. Whichever way. We have the technology, we can make either of those happen. Alrighty, everybody have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and make smart financial decisions every day.